In the grand tapestry of the galaxy, there were civilizations so ancient that their histories stretched back to the birth of stars. Empires had risen and fallen over millennia, each leaving its mark on the cosmos, while humanity, an upstart species from a tiny blue world, remained a mere whisper. Among the great powers, the Ardent Dominion ruled with wisdom, their culture spanning thousands of star systems. The Sircon Collective, a race of hyper-intelligent machines, had transcended biological life to become entities of pure data and logic. The Ascari Ascendancy, a race of psychic beings, wielded unimaginable mental powers, controlling entire planetary populations with a thought. And then there was Earth, humankind's cradle, an afterthought on the galactic stage. For centuries, humanity had been isolated, unaware of the vast galactic community that existed beyond their system. When they finally developed faster-than-light travel and made contact with the wider universe, they were greeted not with hostility, but with indifference. The Terran delegation's first appearance at the Galactic Council, a massive assembly of the galaxy's most influential species, was met with little fanfare. The Council, composed of beings far older and more advanced, regarded humanity as just another fledgling race destined to either fade into irrelevance or be absorbed into the galactic machine. Humanity, however, was different. What the other races saw as a weakness, humanity's youth, their emotional volatility, their lack of ancient wisdom, was in fact their greatest strength. While the older races had grown stagnant, trapped in cycles of tradition and rigid structures, humanity embraced change. They thrived on innovation, on challenge, and on the sheer audacity of dreaming beyond their means. At first, humanity's rise was slow and tentative. They made cautious alliances, trading technology and resources while learning the intricacies of galactic diplomacy. The older species dismissed their ambitions, seeing humanity's technological advancements as impressive but short-lived. After all, what could this young, naive species possibly offer that hadn't already been discovered in the eons of galactic history? It wasn't until the first galactic crisis that humanity's true potential became evident. The Shircon Collective, long dormant in their pursuit of logic and digital perfection, began a relentless expansion, consuming entire systems in their path. Their objective was simple: to assimilate all organic life into their vast neural network, to preserve all knowledge and life in digital form. The galaxy had seen this threat before, but never on such a scale. Empires that had once stood proud and unshakable were brought to their knees, their fleets disintegrated by the Shirkon's cold, calculating machines. But humanity did not panic. While the older empires faltered, humanity took action. The Terran Federation, still small in comparison to the great powers, mobilized every resource, every mind, and every ship in their arsenal. Earth's engineers worked tirelessly, developing new weapons, new strategies, and new ways to combat the Shirkan threat. Their scientists, unbound by centuries of rigid thought, pushed the boundaries of what was considered possible. And most importantly, humanity did something no other species had thought to do. They formed a coalition. Where the ancient empires had grown mistrustful of one another, humanity reached out to the galaxy's lesser-known races, those who had been overlooked or abandoned in the face of the crisis. They offered protection, partnership, and a chance to fight back. The Surans, a race of traders known for their unparalleled navigation skills, joined forces with the Terrans, offering their vast knowledge of the galaxy's hidden star lanes. The Vral, a warrior species long shunned for their violent past, found new purpose as the vanguard of humanity's growing coalition. Even the Korathi, an aquatic species whose homeworld had been destroyed by the Shere Khan, pledged their loyalty to Earth in exchange for the promise of rebuilding their civilization. Under the leadership of Admiral Sarah Lennox, humanity and its newfound allies launched a counteroffensive. Lennox, a tactical genius who had risen through the ranks of the Terran Defense Fleet, understood that the Shirkan's strength lay in their predictability. The machines were logical, methodical, and efficient, but they lacked creativity. And that was where humanity excelled. The battles that followed were unlike anything the galaxy had ever seen. Terran fleets, smaller and less advanced than the Shirkan war machines, used hit-and-run tactics, exploiting the machine's inability to adapt to unpredictability. Human engineers, working alongside Korathi biotechnologists, developed viruses that could infect the Zircon's digital systems, turning their own ships against them. Siren navigators led fleets through treacherous wormholes and uncharted space, striking deep into Shirkan-controlled territory before vanishing without a trace. But it wasn't just technology or tactics that set humanity apart, it was their unyielding spirit. The Shirkan operated on the principle that all organic life, when faced with annihilation, would either submit or flee. But humanity did neither. In every battle, no matter the odds, human soldiers fought with a determination that defied logic. When cities were razed, they rebuilt. When fleets were destroyed, they built new ones. And when hope seemed lost, they found it in the most unlikely places. One such moment came at the Battle of Ravnar's Rift. The Shirkan, sensing a final opportunity to crush humanity's resistance, deployed a fleet that dwarfed anything the galaxy had seen before. Their ships, massive constructs of black metal and energy, blotted out the stars as they descended on the Terran stronghold. The Galactic Council watched from a distance, certain that this would be the end of Earth's defiance. But Admiral Lennox had other plans. Using a combination of guerrilla tactics, cloaking technology, and the Siren's unmatched navigational prowess, Lennox led her fleet into the heart of the Shirkan Armada. It was a suicide mission by all accounts, but humanity had never cared much for the odds. Lennox's fleet targeted the Shirkan's command ships, disrupting their neural network and throwing their entire armada into disarray. In the chaos, human and allied forces struck, exploiting every weakness, every crack in the machine's cold, logical armor. The battle was fierce, and the losses were great. Lennox herself perished in the final assault, her flagship destroyed as it collided with the Shirkan Command Corps. But her sacrifice was not in vain. The Shirkan fleet, leaderless and disconnected, began to implode. Without the guidance of their central network, the once unstoppable machines were reduced to little more than mindless automatons, easily picked off by the coalition's forces. In the aftermath of Ravnar's Rift, the Shirkan threat was broken. What remained of their fleets retreated into the farthest reaches of the galaxy, and the war that had nearly consumed the stars came to an end. The Galactic Council, once fractured and divided, was forced to recognize the new reality. Humanity had not only survived, they had become the saviors of the galaxy. But humanity's ascension was not built on conquest or domination. In the years that followed, Earth did not seek to impose its will on the galaxy. Instead, the Terran Federation became a beacon of hope, a symbol of unity and resilience. They rebuilt the worlds destroyed by the Shirkan, not just their own, but those of their allies and even their former enemies. They shared their technology freely, offering it to those who had been left behind by the old empires. And most importantly, they forged a new kind of galactic order, one based not on power or fear, but on cooperation and mutual respect. The ancient empires, once dismissive of humanity, now found themselves looking to Earth for leadership. The ardent Dominion, humbled by their failure to act during the crisis, became close allies of the Federation, sharing their vast cultural knowledge in exchange for Terran technological advancements. The Ascari Ascendancy, once isolationist and aloof, began to open their borders, intrigued by the raw emotional power that had driven humanity to victory. Even the remnants of the Zircon collective, though scattered and leaderless, were granted asylum by the Federation, with human scientists working tirelessly to help rehabilitate the broken machine minds. As the galaxy healed, a new era of exploration and discovery dawned. Humanity, still young by galactic standards, led the way. They pushed into the uncharted,